Now what we can do is trying to draw all the constraints. Why we trying to draw all the constraints is we trying to figure it out. So what is this? We are trying to find x1 and x2 which makes this number, our objective function, is biggest as possible. But if I type in like 1 million in x1, 1 million to x2, we will have a lot. So why we worry about x1 and x2? Because my choice of x1, x2 satisfied all these constraints. So only the possible candidate of x1, x2 is not the points combination of x1 and x2 which satisfy all these constraints. So we want to figure it out. So what kind of the number, what kind of the combination of x1 and x2 can be the solution, which means will satisfy all the constraints. Among them, I will find which one will maximize my objective function. So that's why we want to figure it out who is the qualified number. So we will figure it out what is qualified number. Before we find the best solution, we want to figure out who is the qualified. So first thing we have to we draw this line and this line because we cannot have a negative number. So indeed our axis is here, but this is not the feasible area because one of them, at least one of them, has a negative coordinate, right? So that's why we are only consider the positive area. So again, even we have this one, this is a minus, and this is minus. So this area, this area, this area is not feasible. So we are not considering. We are only considering the positive part. And then second, we plotting all the constraint. So what is this? This is the constraint was a 4x1 plus 10x2 be less than 100. This is the assembly labor hour restriction, right? So you draw the first thing you have. So you draw this is assume this is equal, and then figure it out. This is the inequality. So maybe this side or this side will satisfy this one. But how can you figure it out? You plug in the 1 point and then find out this is satisfied or not. So if you choose this one 0.0, if you plug in the 0, it's 0 is less than 100. So this satisfies 0.0 satisfy this constraint. So what we can say is only this area can satisfy this constraint. Okay. Any point inside this green area, so you can have x1 comma x2, any point inside of this will satisfy the two constraints. One is non-negative constraint and second one is assembly hour. Satisfy both of them is only the point inside this green triangle, right? But we have a more constraint, so we will keep going on. So this is the feasible reason, which means only the point inside this triangle will satisfy the assembly time constraint. And non-negative constraint. So this is the one way you can find out is 10 is above this line, and then if you add 10 here, you can see this is greater than 100, so this is not the feasible AD.